Okay, hey scholars. So today I'm back with another SAT prep video, and today I'm really going to be focusing on the SAT questions that deal with grammar and standard English conventions, but more particularly the commas and how you use the commas and where they go, how they're placed, and how many you're supposed to use. Because with commas, I know we've all learned commas back in elementary school, but again, we forget them, so it's good to just refresh your memory on it. So today we can start off with this question, and it says, in contrast, when reflecting on maps of the 18th century or earlier, the primary type of travel map was not a road map at all. It was a sea chart or a coastal map with blank instructions, directions, and navigational information regarding hazards, soundings, currents, and characteristics of the water bottom given. And the question says, which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? Okay. So we can take a look down at our answer choices. They all seem to use the same words, all important in sailing. And then if we take a look back at this sentence, it says it was a sea chart or a coastal map with blank instructions, directions, and navigational information. So we can already recognize, and the first thing you want to recognize is that this is a list, because you can see that it says instructions, directions, and navigational information. So yeah, that's the first thing you want to get down and recognize, that it is a list. It's a series of different things, the instructions, directions, then and navigational information. And you can see that the commas, as we all know, help separate the items in a list, like instructions, comma, directions, comma, and navigational information. So if we take a look at our answer choices, it says all important and sailing. So it seems to be all important and sailing are all describing the items in the list. Because all important and then sailing, they're all describing the items in the list. So we could say it was a sea chart or a coastal map with blank instructions, directions, and navigational information. Okay, so I'll give you guys a couple seconds to see if you can come up with the answer on your own. Okay, I'll give you guys a couple more seconds. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to tell you guys that C and D are automatically crossed out and wrong. So with D, it says all important sailing with no commas at all. And if you were to read that, it would be, it was a sea chart or a coastal map with all important sailing instructions, directions, and navigational information. I mean, when you read it, it doesn't sound wrong, but when you have two or more adjectives that are describing one word or one or more words, you need to separate them with a comma. And here we can see important is an adjective and sailing is an adjective describing instructions, directions, and navigational information. So D wouldn't be able to work. And C has has a comma after sailing. And that's just not grammatically correct. It was a sea chart or coastal map with all important sailing, instructions, directions, and navigational information. And then that leaves us with A and B. And the right answer is A. Because we have a comma in between important and sailing, like I said, separating those two adjectives. And then B wouldn't work because all, comma, important, comma, it's just too many commas. You wouldn't need that many. And then we can move on to our second question, which is also dealing with commas. So I'll read it. It says, more people began to expect that they could have food delivered at any time of day, and the development of blank ordering food easier than ever. And again, the question says, which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? Okay, so here we have the use of a comma again, and this time it's not used in a series or a list that is listing things. It's used differently in the middle of a sentence. And we have our four choices down here. And I'll give you guys a couple seconds to see if you can figure out the answer on your own. Okay, so if you guys got it, or if you didn't, I'm going to tell you the right answer, and it is D. D is the correct answer. Apps, comma, such as Grubhub and Seamless, comma, made. So if you were to read that, it would read as, more people began to expect that they could have food delivered at any time of day, and the development of apps, such as Grubhub and Seamless, made ordering food easier than ever. So with this question, the part in, like if we all look at D, this section in the middle where it says such as Grubhub and Seamless, that part of the sentence, it's in commas for a reason, because if that part wasn't part of the sentence, like if you were to read the sentence without such as Grubhub and Seamless, it would still read clearly and give the point across. Because such as Grubhub and Seamless, that part of the sentence is really, it's helping the sentence, but it's not essential to the sentence, if you know what I'm saying. Like you can have it in the sentence, it's nice to have, but if you were not to have it in the sentence would be fine on its own. It would still be a complete sentence standing on its own, and you wouldn't really need it. So like with A and B, they have no commas at all. Apps such as Grubhub and Seamless made, and apps like Grubhub and Seamless. Yeah, they have no commas at all, and it just wouldn't have made sense. And the development of apps such as Grubhub and Seamless made ordering food easier than ever. Because the commas also provide breaks in the sentence, so it can flow more easily. And A does not flow easily when you read it. And then B, and the development of apps like Grubhub and Seamless, ordering food easier than ever. B makes no sense at all because it doesn't have made. And yeah, that would never have worked. And then C only has one comma. And by having that one comma is basically saying that everything that comes after the comma, you could basically take out of the sentence and still have the sentence stand on its own and convey the point across clearly. So it would be read as, and the development of apps. See, that wouldn't have made sense because you need the made ordering food easier than ever part, still part of the sentence, to make it make sense. And that only leaves D left, so. Yeah, I hope you guys have found these questions helpful, especially in preparing for the SAT, and I hope that it has refreshed your memory. So yeah, and I will be coming back with more SAT prep videos just like these to help you prepare and refresh your memory and ace the SAT. So see you next time.